And I'm so sorry. It's so true. I apologize. I don't recollect your name. Let me tell you that them heels really compliment your frame. We could take a walk, and I gotta catch my plane. You say you miss me and you're wishing for some private time. Damn, that's hard. Still going in. You say you miss me and you're wishing for some private time. I can't hit that. Not anymore, man. When I used to be able to sing, which was probably never, I may have had some shit like that in my bag. But other than that, I'm terrible. Shout out to my man Trey Songz. What is this record actually called? It's like him covering like 3 different beats that like one was, I think, that's Wale's shit, I think, and he covered J. Cole's Mr. Nice Watch, and then he was on Big Sean's ass. The beginning of that record is crazy. I wonder if I remember the words. He said, "Stupidly stupid, that girl, that booty so stupid. I get you wet, it be oozing. I stick my tongue out to prove it." Ugh, I hope y'all don't have your kids watching this shit. Oh my God. All right, man. Welcome to the show's Lunchtime TV. Again, that was Trey Songz. I like to start the show with the song just to get started. I'm kind of messing with how this is going to look because I'm about to make some changes, but this don't look too bad because now you can get the full view of Kobe. I'm actually planning to have somebody on this show next week. 2 people, actually. We'll see if they follow through, though, because you know how people be. But I also got to make sure that I'm not finna be under the weather. Saturday, I'm gonna... because based on my job, at some point, they're probably going to require it. I also want to travel. My passport needs stamps. I don't want nobody hassling me. So then I'm going to carry my little card. But I'm going to, everybody says that your left arm just be acting funny. So we'll see how it goes on Saturday. Maybe there won't be some shows next week. But there probably will be because I just will get it done. There was not a show last night because I really just was so busy. I had other shit I had to do. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Again, I'm doing 12, sometimes 13 hours a day, 5 days a week, easy. So, hey, sometimes you just get burnt out. That's why I say, man, y'all got to make sure you take care of yourselves. If you're doing long-ass days right now, you're trying to grind, secure new bags, which is something I did today, another bag. Oh, my God. The last couple of days have been crazy, but that's also why I'm taking on extra because I'm trying to get more bags so I can for real fly the fuck up out of here every now and again. And I'm talking about every like couple of months. We're not finna just be sitting around like I did for the last 6 years. But yeah, if you're doing long days and, overworking yourself, make sure you take some time for yourself. Also, I want to say this to everybody that has kids. And I want to make sure I say it right because obviously I'm not a parent, but I know people have a tendency to make parents feel bad when they take time for themselves and they don't give every single ounce to their children. But guess what, y'all? Your kids are going to be fucking okay if they don't get one full day with you because maybe you decide to go for a walk, do all these things, go shopping, go to the spa, go hoop with your boy, one day off from your kids, not going to hurt their development. It's not going to hurt them. And if you feel like your kid can't be without you and it's going to hurt their feelings, then maybe you need to have a talk about feelings and begin to teach them how to manage those suckers. But you need to remember that you are no good to your family or anybody else if you're running yourself where you're past E. The car don't work if it don't have gas in it, okay? Unless you're rolling electric. I don't know. Gabby said, fuck that, I don't have me time. If I don't have me time, I'm chopping off heads. That's probably accurate. Shout out to Gabby. That's my sister. She will stab you. But we don't condone stabbings on this show. She's grown up. She's not on that shit no more. I don't know. Maybe y'all find out. Fuck around and find out. Listen said, finally someone said it. It's hard out here for a parent. Yeah, man. Like, I hear it all the time from my friends who have children, and they're always saying how, like, they feel bad taking time off, because there is that pressure. And we, as other people who don't have kids, we're not paying attention to the added stress of a parent when they're feeling like they got to make sure that they're doing everything they can for their kid because they're actually worried about being shamed by other fucking parents. I want to release y'all from that. Don't worry about what the next nigga is saying. Are your kids clothed? Are they bathed? If you're not getting calls from CPS or pop-up visits, all those things, you're doing okay. One day off, not finna hurt anything. Because I tell you, I feel bad, like just taking days off because I'm conditioned to think you got to just go all the time. And I really ain't even been going as hard as I probably should. Like the better part of the last decade, maybe I've really been pushing it. Before that, it's anybody's guess. But I see how some of my friends who are parents, they're really pushing themselves, running themselves into the ground. And then their relationship with their children is actually suffering. It's not getting better. I know you have to kill yourselves now to put food on the table because rich people made that shit hard for us. They need to stay rich, and we got to pay for the gas for the yacht, 4-wheelers for the kids on vacation, the house in the Hamptons. So everything is a little bit more taxing than maybe what it once was. And now you have a lot of times, if you're lucky to have a 2-parent household, both parents are probably having to work because sports are expensive. Any extracurricular is expensive. Everything costs, food costs, clothes costs, supplies cost, everything costs. So I get it. Y'all have to just go. But if you don't find time to take care of yourselves, eventually you won't be able to go. And then things around you will begin to suffer. And fellas, if you have a girlfriend who has kids, find a way that you can support her rather than being in the fucking way. Take the kids to school, make the fucking sandwiches, help with bedtime stories, do fucking something. That way they can go take a bath and just chill. Keep the kids away from the door so that way there's not banging on the fucking door. The kids need to learn that they can be okay without mom for a little bit of time so that way mom can have her time. And then after you put in several fucking hours more than what maybe you think as a man you should, then maybe we'll talk about you having a break. Shout out to everybody that's a parent. And I know there's a lot of single dads out there. Listen, if you are a woman dating a single dad, lend a fucking hand. Take them to school, make these damn lunches. And then let him go play these fucking video games because I need 3 people for Call of Duty tonight. So, yeah, I'm tired of playing by myself. I don't win a lot. So if somebody could, free your man up so I can play some Call of Duty. He probably ain't earned it this week anyway. We'll wait till the weekend. We got people going crazy in the chat, a.k.a. Gabby. There's a reason to shame not everyone parents the same. No reason to say. I don't have my glasses on. Listen, I'm a good reader. I just literally cannot see without my glasses. Boom, boom, boom. Mike and I put time on the calendar to have individual and joint downtime during the week. I like that idea. Yeah. So here we go. We're also pitching constructive ideas. Put time on the calendar. Make time. You can make time. I like that idea. Shout out to my sister. Okay. As we speak, he is getting the kids out of the shower and into the bed. Good. I like that. Teamwork. Listen, shout out to Micah because I know who he has having to deal with right now. It ain't easy over there. So shout out to Micah. And I'm really only saying that because I'm not close enough for Gabby to stab me. Anyway, let's get to the show. Not a lot to talk about, but maybe a lot. First, I want to start. We're going to get these jokes off. So a couple years ago, we saw a young jock pop up after a not so stellar rap career, but I know he does production and all these things, but he's killing it in these streets. So I'm not disrespecting him, but Young Jock was really popular back in like 06. Meet me in the trap. It's going down. So you remember. Then he showed up with some weird hairstyle, and that kind of made him pop off again. And I know there's probably other things, but I'm not going to lie to you. I don't follow Young Jock very closely. I just only see him now when he's doing something that he knows he should not be doing. I wake up this morning and I see a video of him with a fake beard on. Why? It's just the Beijing stuff. Like, it's not. Why? But you know what? It also got me thinking, let's look at what niggas are willing to do to have this. Yo, I'm blessed. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, cuz if y'all remember me from back in the day, right here on the corners, that was not filling in properly, Cuddy. Oh my God. I was looking bad. And the shit right here on the chin, it was real spotty, like sprint coverage. It was bad. It was real bad. So you know how you see some of these NBA players and you can't tell, is that hair or are those razor bumps on their face? A lot of times that's their whole beard. Those little bushes right there. And then it's like somebody took Sharpie marker and just like did a bunch of dots like around the jaw. Look at what niggas are willing to do to have this. It just gave me a good laugh because I'm like, yo, man, you're so rich and you're so bored that you're just like, yo, well, I guess while I get my fresh fade haircut, just go ahead and give me a fake beard for the day because it'll just wash off. He's so bored. He had his barber give him a fake beard just so he can have some fun for the afternoon. And now he on the internet getting killed by Black Twitter. The things niggas will do. All right. KD versus Michael Rappaport. Kevin Durant he's going to go down as one of the all-time greatest basketball players of all time. There's absolutely no doubt about that in my mind. He's a former Longhorn. I mean, I'm older than KD, but as far as basketball goes, I'd be like, yo, I wish I could be like that. Why is my game not like that? Well, it's because I'm not 6'11". Not to say that my skills are equivalent, because people might be like, oh, you think you Kevin Durant? No, nigga, that's not what I'm saying. But anyway, KD is a great basketball player, but he's not super great about maintaining a professional persona on the internet. KD tends to, like, if he see this, he probably would like leave a comment on the chat, be like, yo, shut the fuck up. He probably would type that to me. And I'd probably be like, bet. What's up, KD? Shout out for you watching the show. Maybe hope you see this. And it actually, believe it or not, I've actually met this dude one time when he came out to Seattle to play in Richard Sherman's softball game. He's a good dude, but he's a real dude. So you're not going to just get on the internet and say crazy things to KD and then think that he's not reading it. He probably is reading it. There's a lot more downtime in the NBA when you're at his level than what you think. So what do you think he's doing? Walk around with his phone in his hand, make sure all transactions are good, make sure the check hit, and then make sure niggas ain't talking crazy on Twitter. And if not, you ready to reply. You heard back in the day, he used to have like burner accounts, and then he went away from that. Now he's just like, F it. I'm here at my main account, ready to go at you. I guess back in December, he did some interview or something, and then Michael Rappaport, who is a famous actor, he's not great, but he was more famous back in the 80s, 90s, like early 2000s. A lot of black people recognize him as the mailman on Next Friday, the one that comes to the house, and then he has that exchange with Ice Cube, and then he calls him the Cucamonga C-word killer or something like that. I don't say that because I don't know. It sounds crazy coming out of my mouth. And I don't feel like it's not a slur because you can buy them at the store, but I'm like, I'm not going to give y'all you don't deserve to even have that name. Anyway, Mike's kind of famous, and something that he does now is that he trolls people. But he also, from time to time, will, give his take on crazy videos and situations that happen. He will express his displeasure about certain things. It's hard to tell if he's really an ally or if he's just somebody that just likes to make noise. But he's also somebody that remains true to himself. He'll cuss you out if you cuss him out. The only problem is that he's kind of a sucker a little bit, because he's somebody that is known for exposing people, like their DMs, anything. Him and another guy literally make videos where, like, when people talk shit back to them, they'll like call them out and get on the video. They'll post screenshots. They'll do all these things. A lot of it is hilarious, but it's not hilarious if it's you that it's happening to. So I guess back in December, KD did some video or some interview or something like that, and Mike didn't really like it. And then they started talking crazy to each other, and KD made some, I guess, homophobic slurs. I'm saying I guess because the part of the DMs that I saw, it was mainly just him calling Mike a bitch and then calling him a C word and then saying he was going to spit on him. But I guess there were some homophobic slurs used among, like, the C word and some other things like that. I think KD mentioned his wife, but maybe in like a capacity of like, your wife's going to kind of see what type of bitch you are or something. It was something crazy like that. It's crazy, okay? Mike took screenshots and then waited until like the other day and then put them on the internet. Conversation that dates back all the way to December or some shit like that. They're in the chat just having a good old conversation. I love it. Oh, shout out to Elise in the chat. Elise, what's happening? Happy birthday. Is it really your birthday, or are you fooling? Because it's April Fool's. No, I'm just playing. It's actually her birthday. Elise is one of my people. Shout out. But yeah, KD and Mike get into it. They have these unfortunate exchanges. I guess this is long, kind of detailed, but it's weird because there's a video of Mike one time going to a Warriors game and then giving KD a hard time because the seats that KD got him weren't to his liking. And even in the video, when him and KD, or excuse me, when Mike and KD are interacting, you can see what the type of vibe is between them. Like, KD literally, like, he's talking shit to KD about how the seats weren't good enough and how he thinks KD should like comp the rest of their night and all this type of shit. And then KD's like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, calling him a bum and stuff like that. Like, maybe it's their relationship, but a lot of the homophobic slurs is probably where people are now wanting the NBA to step in and do something about it. I just don't know. When it comes to the homophobia, maybe like some sensitivity training. It's got to be at least the same thing that Myers Leonard went through. But there are people who are literally like, oh my God, he should be kicked out of the league. It's like, kicked out of a league for like a private conversation that he's having with somebody where they're cussing each other out. Again, have y'all ever just like, you don't even have to play the damn game. Just turn on any video game lobby and you just listen to some of the stuff that you hear. It got me thinking, and I'm just asking, I'm wondering what the consensus is. Do we feel like celebrities are required to have better behavior than the rest of us just because they get paid more? I don't know, man. It's hard for me to see where the league can actually, like, what can they really do about like a private conversation? Like, I guess maybe if these texts are happening while he's on company time, maybe, but like, I don't know, man. It just seemed weird to me, because then where does it stop? Because at this point, we're getting to the point where it's down the road, very, very near distant future, it's going to be at the point where like someone could come out of nowhere and be like, hey, in 2016, one of your employees called me a something, 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 something. And you can fill in the blanks, add whatever words you want. And then what is your employer going to do? turn around and be like, well, you're suspended for a week without pay, and then we're going to review your position here? Is that finna start happening? Gabby said there's so much scrutiny behind how everyone thinks and feels about LGBT community. I'm torn because where do you put your foot down? Again, yes, I totally agree. I have not seen the homophobic part. So I don't know what he said in that regard. So when it comes to that, that's why I excluded that from what my question is in the beginning. Because I think if it's that, then something should be done. And again, it needs to be the equivalent to what happened to Myers Leonard and nothing more. But as far as like the rest of it, because I've heard some people on some certain sports shows where they didn't seem like they really cared that much about the homophobic part, but they're like, it's the foul language and this and that and da 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 da. And maybe that those slurs are included in that. But I'm like, are y'all really harping on because like he called him the C word and told him he was gonna spit on him? Which that's crazy. Like, why in a pandemic are you threatening to spit on anybody? Oh my God. And KD, I think, had COVID. Or maybe he didn't. I don't remember. In the middle of the game one time, they let him play and then they pulled him off the court and was like, maybe you have COVID. You are COVID. Alyssa says that at the end of the day, they are still people, but they are publicized and receive more criticism, but in turn have to be more careful upon their words. Like, I totally get that. And I agree. But like, do I agree? Not that they like in the sense of, do I agree that they have to be more careful? Because then we also walk around all day screaming that people should be themselves. Like, but then when people are themselves and he's like, oh, no. I told you to be yourself, but be the version that I want you to be. Don't actually be yourself, guy. We can't have that in here. Virgin ears. That's like how we act. Like, you want me to be myself, but if I'm actually myself, like, you're gonna cancel me. I don't know, man. It's different. I mean, I think back to where even this was in the very beginning. 70 to 100 views on like a handful of these shows, like pretty consistently in the beginning. And then when Ahmad got killed, George got killed, Breonna got killed, we went into a pandemic, and I start like being myself. All of a sudden, people are like, oh shit, we can't be in here because this shit got too real. Again, the homophobic stuff, we gotta check KD for that, because we're not on board for that. Because we're also in a time where, because we believe in people having the opportunity to be themselves, we're not trying to make anybody feel in any way, shape, or form that they are being oppressed by other people, being judged, or, having any type of bad vibes bestowed upon them. We got to get away from that. I know the answer is not just everybody kumbaya and all that type of shit, but I mean, why are we not at least trying that idea? Shit. Elise says, I mean, sometimes people act like a bunch of grown-ass shit. And see, I agree with that too. I do feel like sometimes people are way too sensitive. And I'm speaking not on this topic as far as KD and Michael Rappaport, but like, so like some of the stuff that people try to like kill people for, I'll be like, you really worried about that? We're over here going crazy because somebody made some comment. Not like a thing, like it's just a comment. People are like, oh my God, how dare he or she? All right, but you always telling them to be themselves. And I know it works both ways. You're gonna be like, oh, well, you were saying, oh, how dare Donald make all these comments, and we gotta yeah, because the shit that these people are saying, they start riots and shit like that. I'm talking more low level stuff. Like if you gotta call your coworker a fucking asshole, why does that turn into HR telling you that you're making the work environment hostile? Like, it's not hostile, bro. Buddy's an asshole. I'm just giving you the word that I opted for. Like, we be going crazy over like these little 3 and 4 letter words. Like, they're just so like detrimental to people's lives. Like, listen, I'll take being called an asshole and all those little short ones any freaking day of the week over somebody just having an open pass to be like, F you, nigga. Like, imagine one of my white coworkers just looking at me crazy and then calling me the N-word because they're frustrated at work. Like, there are lines that can be drawn, but like, if I've been pissing them off all day, I can't get mad and then be like, HR, I feel like the work environment's so hostile. Gary called me an asshole for the 3rd time this week, and I know we're just working on the floor, but I just need to change my shifts because Gary's scaring me. That's how people be acting, bro. Nobody likes that shit. No one likes the truth, and people have become so sensitive. Yeah, I agree. I'm doing a lot of voices tonight. Yeah, anyway. Again, please forgive me for not, like, I opted not to read their entire exchange because Mike is a troll and KD is just known for getting involved with people on the internet. This is my thing to KD. Nigga, put the phone down. Stop replying to these people. And I know in this situation, this is a conversation that y'all are having. And he took the screenshots. That's corny. That's about as corny as Kirk Franklin's son recording that conversation that they had. But I'm telling you the same thing we told Kirk. Like, do not be ashamed of who you are because you used some language. But the homophobic stuff, bro, you are above that. That is corny as fuck. All right? And if you see this and you want to reply to me about me saying that you're corny because you use homophobic slurs, I'm in Seattle, Washington. Not on some tough guy stuff. I'm just saying, we have a talk. Come be on the show. Shit, come be on the show. We'll talk about it. But you're above that, my brother. I really feel like you are above that. There's no need to use that, especially any of those slurs at Mike. Mike's not worth any of the time that you're giving him. His whole job is to troll you, bro. Come on. You're better than that. All right. One thing I can't stand is when people try to tell me how much they love Chet Hanks. I think Chet Hanks is a loser, and now he's on some videotape abusing his girlfriend. I told you so. I'm moving on from that. It's corny. We've gone over it for the last however many weeks. It's corny that these men are like this. But at the same time, y'all got to stop hyping people up because they make cool-ass TikTok videos and actually just hang back before you praise a motherfucker till you actually see some of these truer colors, man. Come on. I got to stop praising people that's out here doing females bad for no reason. Like, why? Funniest thing that's happened all week. Well, there's 2 funny things. One of my little homies today, I'm trying to get him on board to do some work. Buddy tells me, oh, my bad. I forgot about the assignment because I was online. He said, I got distracted by mozzarella sticks. And that made me laugh. So then I wasn't, and I don't get mad because I'm just like, all right, well, no big deal because this is still going to be here waiting for you. Like, so we got to get this done either way. And if you forgot and you burned up your own time, it just means you have less time to do it. Not a big deal. My guy knows how to work efficiently, so we still get the work done. But it's mad funny that he tells me I'm just distracted by mozzarella sticks. He then proceeds to tell me that he's on Amazon. And I'm like, mozzarella sticks on Amazon? What the fuck? He goes, I got distracted because I had to order these cheese sticks. He said it's 28 pounds worth of cheese sticks for $195. So my man didn't do the work in that moment because he was mesmerized by this Amazon deal. And I'm pretty sure he pulled the trigger on it. Who needs 28 pounds worth of mozzarella sticks? And then I looked up the picture. These ain't your grandma's mozzarella sticks. Maybe they are, I don't know, because I don't know your grandma. But they're like pizza style mozzarella sticks. These things are massive, like king size Snicker bars. They're like that size. But he just ordered 28 pounds of those. I tell you, I spent most of my day crying at that. Because why does he need that many cheese sticks? I loved it. Yeah. Super funny. So, needless to say, yeah, you know what? It's not, no, do not skip the assignment for stuff like that. But you get a pass from me, little bro, because that shit was funny. Second funniest thing this week is that a local Washington State Walmart made headline news because there was a maskless intruder. Not an intruder, because they let you walk in. But Buddy was trying to shop without a mask. And then you know who ends up being the hero? Not a hero, because that means we're condoning violence. But the guy starts disrespecting the Walmart employee because the Walmart employee is walking him back to the front. You can't be in here without a mask. Literally, there's signs everywhere. Idiot. There's just a guy waiting for him as he's approaching the door, and the guy has his mask on, and you could just tell he's like, nah, I'm done with it. You could tell Buddy had been wanting to fight for probably about the last 6 years, probably. He ain't had a fight in mad long. Without really even skipping a beat, he says, drop your stuff. We're going to fight right here. The guy is being escorted out and even looks like he's maybe about to walk to the door, but he still wants to pay for his stuff. Nah. Buddy wasn't having it. He literally kicks his belongings out of his hand or smacks them out of his hand to be like, no, drop the shit. We're running hands here at the Walmart. And we're all pretty sure that this is one of the Walmarts in Federal Way, Washington. If anybody in my area is in the chat and you can confirm whether that's right or wrong, please let me know. I thought at first it was Renton, but then you could tell that it wasn't based on how the entrance was set up. So we dispelled that rumor early. It wasn't the Renton Walmart one, because that one, there's always violence kicking off. It's one of the reasons why I stopped going to Walmart, because back in Pensacola, the Walmart on Creighton Road is absolutely terrible. That's the one that I shopped at for the 4 or 5 years before I moved here. I get here, first place I move is Renton. I go to that Walmart the very first night I got here to pick up all the stuff from my apartment, plunger, duster, all the type of shit that niggas like me, bachelors, ain't really using. I use them now because I understand that the dust builds up and then all of a sudden I can't sleep really well. Plunger, always need that. But anyway, I go there one time and I'm like, yo, fuck this place, because this remind me of back home. They got niggas getting stabbed out in the freaking parking lot. And now there's a Dutch Bros that they built, and all of a sudden there's a nonstop traffic just trying to get into the Walmart. Why are there always thousands of people at the Renton Walmart? I hate it. But anyway, we thought the fight happened in Renton. It did not. We all think that it's Federal Way. It's funny, though, because, again, Buddy was, like, looking for this fight. He said, oh, this nigga ain't got no mask on? Oh, hell yeah, because now I can run it, and it's going to look like I'm running it to save lives. And that's exactly what he did. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. Because Buddy without the mask maybe doesn't even have COVID. He probably just is a regular, just grimy civilian who doesn't really care about protecting the health of others and himself. And so he's just a dusty dude who was looking to buy some things and wanted to try to be funny about it. But this brother was not having it. Knocks his stuff out of his hand. Bop, bop, bop. They start to rumble. And at first he punches him when the guy's kind of walking away, because the guy didn't actually want to fight him. You would think, like how he was talking to the Walmart employee, that he was like gangster maybe. And then as soon as somebody actually was like, oh, I'll accept that invitation, he was like, whoa, no. I'm only offering it to the guy who can't do anything because he's the employee. He didn't really want to fight a civilian, somebody who really don't have nothing to lose, which was apparently this guy. These two gentlemen probably didn't get stimulus checks. Tensions are high. But he gives him a couple punches to the back of the head, and then they start to rumble. And then Buddy finally was like, okay, I got to fight. So he takes a swing, he misses, and then he gets caught, and then he gets choked out. And the guy gets up and celebrates as if he has just won the Super Bowl. You got to watch the tape. I didn't really understand what his motivation was, or even the other guy. Again, I've been talking about this once or twice a week. Why are y'all still going into public places and opting not to wear your mask? They're not going to let you be in there like that. And if you think that you're just going to punk these people, a lot of times it's either going to end with you getting fought by a stranger, cops getting involved, or you ending up on a permanent ban list. You don't think that they're taking your picture, getting your information, and being like, look, you don't want to wear the mask? That's fine. Don't bring your ass back here. Why are you trying to position yourself like that? Wear the damn mask. Oh my God. Today, I was roasted like a marshmallow in the group chat with my little brothers. And I didn't even care. Because the thing that they were roasting me about is about my progress pictures and videos of me on my little workout journey, me getting this six-pack popping again. Hopefully by the last week in December. So there will be multiple shows that week. The plan is for me to do them all shirtless if I can get the full six-pack. Right now, I'm up to 2, maybe 2.5 abs, flaps. But they saw some video that I posted because my little brother Devin found that shit on, I think he found like, when I put it on some social media, he found it and he put it in the group chat. So they spent hours critiquing that video. And you know what? It made me realize, damn, I look good. Because if you don't have haters, you're really not shit. So shout out to you if you're on your weight loss journey. If you're getting ready for the summer, for vacations, getting ready for all these things, if people are clowning you, it's okay. Because that's how you know you're killing it. Because if you weren't doing nothing, niggas wouldn't say shit to you. But no, it was all coming from a place of love. It was just funny because I feel like maybe like years ago, I probably would have taken the jokes, but then I probably would have been like a little bit hot because like, self-conscious about it. But again, I told y'all like a month ago, I'm in a place now where I feel comfortable. Like I'll listen, I got to go to the Safeway later. I'll walk into that motherfucker without no shirt on now. And a mask at least. Because I don't think they had signs that say no shirt, no service. They want to see this, man. Stop playing with me. Anyway, my last thing is so this week I've been trying to just find ways to stay occupied and busy because I don't want to feel like I was going to get on these shows every night and go crazy over this trial. But I also don't want to like not address some of this shit. We talked about it the other day. I talked about how I was not a fan of praising the police for wanting to testify against their former colleague, Derek Chauvin. I talked about how some of the witnesses that are testifying couldn't even be on tape because they're children, bro. We have kids as young as 9 years old having to testify against a grown-ass man because they sat there and they watched this man kill this person, kill George. R.I.P., buddy. I saw another thing today where it talked about the paramedics were actually the ones who had to take the handcuffs off of him. They actually said that he had been dead like probably like a couple of minutes before the time hits the 9-minute and 29-second mark. It's hard for me to fathom because again, you're just reading stuff. And I talked about this on the show last year when this shit happened. We talked about Buddy's jacket and how he's a part of like a handful of like police shootings. Like there's all these complaints against him, all of this type of stuff, bro. I think even when he worked at another police job that we talked about how he had to be fired or let go because of too much of crossing the line, basically. I don't want to say that people don't deserve second opportunities, but this don't seem like the type of field where you can have somebody get fired because they don't follow the rules and then somebody else be like, well, yeah, well, we'd love to have you. No, it feels like based on his previous history that he had already proved that maybe this was not the job for him. And I know sometimes people like businesses, job, entity, anybody, that how we feel like we're short-handed, and we also need people that already have experience, because niggas don't want to spend time training a bunch of people. Because for some strange reason, we're all in a hurry. So you're just taking what you can get. And I know in a lot of areas, they don't always have the amount of cadets that they'd like to have on a year in, year out basis. Because you got to find people that are willing to go out there and be on some crazy shit. Because the shit out there is crazy. So I understand that. But y'all didn't have to hire him. If you already knew what he was, you knew when you called him for the interview, or however their process works when they want to recruit new people to come work at their precincts. You knew when you brought him in, and when you had that conversation, you knew what he was. And y'all still let him work there. Again, I'm not praising these cops for testifying against a nigga that they already knew was trash. I hate that no, I don't hate it. I love that I use this platform to remind y'all on a daily basis the differences in the way in which we are treated. I love reminding y'all about how I know what these cops are. Because you're not talking to someone who hasn't experienced this shit. I saw a video today where it lit on everything. The video that I saw today of a cop in Texas punching a teenager, it reminded me of when I was a kid. When this shit happened to me when I was a teenager. It don't take much for them to want to abuse you. You mean to tell me you're a grown-ass man, gun on the hip, multiple weapons, all of this. You're a grown-ass man. You're talking to a teenager, even if he's done something. Why are you, as a grown-ass man, punching a kid? You mean to tell me that you don't have enough mental stamina and resolve and discipline to keep your anger in check to where you don't actually haul off and hit a child? And there are going to be cops who work with this motherfucker that watch that video and then go, well, you know what? We're going to have to suspend you for a week. It'll be paid, of course. Administrative leave is what we'll call it. You'll go to a training, and then we'll put you back on the street in like a week or two. How can you trust him to do anything? He's somebody that's okay with punching kids, bro. He gets out of his character bag with relative ease. He has kids making him mad. These are the people that we have working these jobs. People that are okay with punching children. And I'm sorry I laughed at that. I'm laughing at how I said it because I intentionally said it to kind of get a giggle out of you. But we're okay with putting our tax dollars behind people who are okay with killing people with racial intent behind their kills, punching kids, shooting kids, abusing women. You hear the stories all the time about how these cops use their authority to basically rape and molest girls in the back of their squad cars. Like, we put these people on payroll to do this. And then their little fucking friends never want to hold them accountable. Why are y'all praising these cops for testifying against Derek Chauvin? Why? Do not praise them for that. You praise these 9-year-olds, these teenagers, the elderly gentlemen. You praise them for being bold and brave enough to get up on that stand and tell you what happened, because these other adults over here didn't want to do the right thing. They've tried to lie about it. So you praise these people for getting up there and having to relive that bullshit that they went through, because they sat there and they watched that shit. And if anyone would have tried to intervene, what do you think would have happened? Especially based on their skin color. They'd be laying right there next to them. Don't praise these cops. You praise them. Yeah, I honestly, from my own mental status, I haven't watched much of this trial because I mean you can probably see right now how this shit makes me feel. It's crazy the amount of people that still just really don't see anything wrong. Why is it always got to be about a racism with you guys? It's not that serious. If he would have just listened, he probably wouldn't be in the situation. Oh my God, it's really not that serious. My dad tells me all the time that this is just a thing that happens and cops just have to do what they have to do. If you guys would just listen, right? And remember, I'm friends with Kevin and he's black, so I'm not racist. I hate it here. Oh, okay. Let's see. Gabby said it's very hard to watch. We have the news on the first few hours at work, so we listen during rounds. I just can't help but tune in. Yeah, no, I get it because we have it on at school too. I've been staying in the classroom with my students. We've been watching Ink Masters. I went to that. I've never seen this before. It's crazy, but I'm not here to talk about Ink Masters, which is a really great show if you have not watched it. Mainly because I don't know what the hell's going on, but they're like talking shit to each other, and none of the tattoos are. Oh, looks great. I can't see that good, but anyway, I'm trying to kind of stay away because last year when I was reporting on a lot of stuff, even Priscilla and they can see how I was like allowing it to like get me flamed up. And you could say that it's passion, but I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It's anger. It's anger, bro. Because I have to teach history class. I have to teach these kids this fake ass history that they try to put in these books. They neglect all of the stuff about how they did us bad. They did Native Americans bad. You gotta see it, bro. So it is anger because like these things are still happening, but they're just in a different type of form. The cops didn't have to do him bad. If you really thought something was going on, because I will tell you, I've had some encounters with police officers, and let me run you through exactly what it looked like. Man, you mind coming over here? Ah, fuck. What you want, bro? I ain't do nothing to you. Look, I'm just trying to talk to you. And they'll run through their whole spiel. Even in that moment, the way I replied back, I don't deserve to then be treated bad, but there are people who can remain professional in those moments. Also, he understands who he is as a man, so he's not allowing me to get him out of his bag. And he's on the clock. So he's being professional. That's part of it. Boom, boom, boom. You can chop it up, and then you can either walk away, issue a citation, arrest if need be. Whatever needs to happen can still happen, but you don't have to treat people bad. There's no reason to put your full body weight on somebody else's body parts, especially if they're not resisting. They're also, if somebody's telling you that they can't breathe, because these are feelings that are inside us, you. I can't tell you how you feel. I also can't tell you whether or not you can breathe or not. So if the cops hear that, they should be like, oh, let's get you adjusted so we can make sure that you can breathe the entire time that we have to put you through this experience. You can be cuffed and everything. And it don't have to end up where niggas are getting shot, niggas are getting killed. It don't need to be none of that. And you know how I know? Because We had a guy just kill 10 people at a mall the other day and y'all walked him out, no problem. The solutions are basically right in front of your face. Treat these calls when it's people of color the same way you treat them when it's white people. It's that simple. Treat the calls the same and actually do your job. Don't go out there with the intent to kill. If you're responding to a call at a gas station, be alert. But once you roll up and you assess and you recognize that there's not a whole lot here going on, nothing that requires violence, be able to turn your shit down and just talk to people like fucking humans should. With some goddamn respect, man. This shit ain't that hard. All right. I know I missed yesterday's show, but I don't owe y'all one. I'm not coming here tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody who's in the chat. I'm sorry that I started ranting at the end, but I'm not sorry because y'all need to hear this. And this is going to be the type of place where even if this was to be on a famous network or any of this type of stuff, I'm going to always be on this type of shit. Because every time we start to kind of not talk about it, these people get too comfortable. And that's when they start acting up again because they think people aren't looking. We're always watching, bro, because we know how y'all be acting. And y'all is all of the haters. Haters gonna hate and ain'ters gonna ain't. I love that. I said that in the group chat to them when they were killing me over my my video. And no one laughed at it. And that's okay. I was laughing. Shout out to James Franco. I think he says that on what's that movie with him and Seth Rogen? Where they pretend to go interview buddy that's friends with Trump, the Kim Jong-un or something. I don't know buddy's name. Sorry, buddy. I really don't know your name. I shouldn't care about disrespecting you. But at the same time, I don't want you to see this and have this be the thing that make you decide to press the button. That'd be crazy. So listen, whatever your name was, buddy, they made fun of you in some movie. Buddy used that line in the movie, and I used it in the group chat. It wasn't really all that funny in the movie. What also wasn't funny in the group chat. Anyway, I'm out of here, man. I will see y'all next week. Remember what I said at the beginning. You're no good to your friends or your family or anybody if you burn yourself out. Make sure you get some time for yourself in the next couple of days. If you got some vacation days up, you got PTO saved up, use that shit. Manifest good things. The blessings that you need will come. You'll be okay. One day to yourself, not going to hurt nobody. Y'all going to be all right, man. Do for yourself. Self-care is important. Then you can refill your cup, and then you can serve as many people as you feel like you need to. And then when you start to get low, go refill your cup, okay? I love y'all. I'm out of here. Share with your friends. I don't know.